Good afternoon. Hope you're all really well. So you may have seen me do this recipe before, but it is an oldie but goldie. But if you're new to following my Facebook page, my name's Denise. I've been a consultant for 17 years. Well, 17 years on the 1st of July. So this is my daughter's favorite recipe, or meal. So people often ask me, what's my favorite thing in my Thermomix? It's really hard to say, but she can nearly always say, what are we having when I come? And it's always healthy roast chook. So this recipe was inspired by my friend Fiona. She wrote The Devil of a Cookbook, and I've done a few little Denise twists to it. And there's something similar on Cookie Doo. I've noticed that they have copied her recipe and added a couple of things, but mine I think it's very simple and very delicious. So I'm going to flip the screen and I'm going to go through step by step how to do healthy roast chook with lots of little hints and twists. So flipping the screen. I'm not sure if I've actually done a live with the TM7. So what you need is a lemon or 2 small lemons. This is a big one. I usually just cut it so that I get most of the juice out. I am very fortunate to have a rosemary bush, thanks to my lovely husband, and some garlic. And under here, I've got my chook. So if you're following from another country, a chook is a chicken. It's a very Aussie I can't say the word, colloquial. So I have already done a bit of seasoning on it, a little bit of salt. I've got on here some paprika and some Italian herbs. I'm then going to stuff my chook with the lemon, and this is quite a large lemon, so I might just do 3/4 because I need to have a little bit of room to put my garlic. Now, I love garlic, so this ends up going into the sauce. Okay, so I'll talk you through that bit a little bit later. So the garlic goes inside here. You can put a little bit under the skin just to add a little bit of extra flavor. And the same with the rosemary. Put some inside the cavity and a little bit under the skin. It just adds to the flavor. This we pull out at the very end, but we'll put the garlic and we'll squeeze the juice of the lemon into the sauce that's underneath here. So a little tip, I've got a trivet. Now you can get these in the mix shop, about $10 or $12. I'm not really sure. Things have all gone up, but they were about $10. But that sits in the base of your Varoma. This will fit in your TM5 and TM6 Varoma also. The reason I like the trivet, it just lifts the chicken off the holes at the bottom, so it's not going to cover the holes. So you really do need something, even if it's just a fork or something, just so that the chicken isn't covering all those holes. Now just give my hands a quick wash, because the next step, now this is super easy. All you need is, I actually have, oh look, that almost looks like exactly the same picture, doesn't it? I'm actually going to take a new photo later because this is obviously raw chicken. It's almost exactly the same. I'm going to put this in the oven when I do my veggies. Okay, so what we need is about 1 litre of water in our bowl, and I usually put my stock in at this point. So for me, I only ever use the veggie stock. Actually, that might be a bit much for the sauce. So the veggie stock is your flavor base. That is equivalent to a shop bought stock cube or a 500 gram Tetra Pak. And your stock makes 2 jars like this. Okay, so I'm just going to put that into the water, put my lid on. So this recipe, if you would like this recipe, please let me know and I will pop it in the comments. I'll pop it in the comments anyway. So it says to go start, next. It will come up and tell me what to do. stuff the chicken with the lemon, rosemary and garlic. Pop our lid on, and I'll just get a bit of kitchen towel because I really should have had my lid flipped with my Varoma on like that. Then I wouldn't have ended up with this mess under here. Anywho, so stuff our chicken. Next, we're going to place our water and stock into here. And it says about an hour to an hour and a half on Varoma speed 2. So under here, I can then come out and come into my steaming. So in your TM5, TM6, it's Varoma temperature, which is 120. But on here, I'm going to pop in 1 hour, 70 minutes, and speed 2. For some reason, it always defaults to reverse. It doesn't really matter. It's only water in there, so it doesn't really matter. So then we go. So this is going to cook for the next 70 minutes. When it's finished, I will make sure that my chicken is cooked. What I often do, I'll score just through the leg. I'll just score. Once it starts to cook, I'll score through the legs to let the juice run through to my sauce, and then I'll take my lemon and my garlic, put it into the juice down here, and I add about 100 grams of sour cream and some corn flour, and that makes the sauce. But what I do after this time has lapsed, I'll put in my veggies. I'll put the veggies all around. So I've got my veggies here ready to go. I've got so I wouldn't put my carrot and my zucchini in now. I'm actually going to roast my pumpkin and my sweet potato, and that will then, while these are cooking in the Varoma, I can put these veg into the oven and crisp up my chicken. But the secret is the sauce. Okay, so I'm just going to flick you back to talk to me. So the secret is in the sauce. Okay, it's lemony and herby, and your veggie stock. It is absolutely delicious. Have you ever made this recipe if you've seen my live before? If not, I implore you to give it a go. It is delicious. So I think that's you could just drink it like it's a soup. It's so nice. Sour cream. If you don't have sour cream, you could put yogurt. But anyway, that is my healthy roast chook. Now, while I've got you here, just to let you know, you may have seen, if you're a Thermomix person, all over the show is the trade up offer. But what's exciting is if you don't yet have a Thermomix or know somebody who doesn't yet have a Thermomix, they can trade up any old kitchen appliance. Now, I was going to have something to show, but I do not own a kitchen appliance other than my kettle. And I don't need a new kettle, so I wouldn't trade that. But go to Kmart and buy a $10 kettle and trade that. Anyway, that's all I had to say today. So if you would like any information on how you can trade up a TM31, TM5, TM6, or if you have an old kitchen appliance, some of my customers want to keep their TM6s, and so they're just trading in a normal appliance. So anything that the Thermomix will replace, which is quite a lot, really. I'm just going to flip you back. So under here, so if you've got a blender, if you've got one of those egg boilers, even if it's from Kmart, if you've got a kettle, if you've got a rice cooker, if you've got a slow cooker, okay, a yogurt maker, if it's electric, you can replace it. Electric can opener, I've been told that they'll take that as well. So any old kitchen appliance. Anyway, that's all. I am going to take a photo of this once I have done it in the oven this time, and I'm going to upload and do a new photo because raw chicken doesn't look as nice as a cooked chook. So anyway, if you have any questions, I would love to see your comments and I'll answer every one of them. So take care and I'll see you all on the flip side. Hashtag replay if you're watching this later. Bye.